So this next set of videos will be about adding events. So this is a generic adding events video. When I come in here, events are the yellow blocks. They're triggered by the user doing some sort of action. And you want to keep track of the events you're using on your timeline and the order they're supposed to go in. So if I come to my project and I look at the timeline page, right? So the first event that happens is that the flag is clicked. And down here, you're going to list everything that occurs on that flag click. So the scene starts, the zoologist is at this location. So at the flag, I'll announce what happens. The next event on my timeline is whatever I want the person to do next. So I'm going to have them press the space bar. So I'm going to drag out this space bar key. So on my zoologist, because that's who I'm coding right now, you can see he's highlighted, I'm going to add a new event when the space bar is clicked. And I need to look at my list of events that I have to have occur. So I need to have, I'm going to start with the motion, 2 different motions within my project. So I'm going to come out here, motion, and I'm going to have him move 10 steps. Okay, if I want to try that out, I can see what 10 steps looks like. So maybe I want him to walk over to the cage, so I'm going to need more of like 30 maybe. So let's see what happens. I'm going to hit the start key so he starts back, and that's 30. So maybe I don't like that movement. I can play around with a different one. So maybe I want to change just the x-axis, which is the horizontal axis, by 70. Let's see if that works. So I'm going to hit the space bar. So that's still not enough. I mean, let's see what happens at 170. Okay, so start him. And that brings him over to the cage. So I kind of like that. And so that's going to be my first event that I add. So each time I want to, and I can have him do more than one thing at the space bar if I want a recording to play, because one of the events that you need to have, actions that you need to have, is a voice recording. I might have a voice recording added to this one too. So I'm going to do play sound until done. I'm going to come in here and click record. Now I'm going to record what I want by hitting the record button. So, hi, I'm a zoologist. Oh, I don't have my headphones plugged in, so there you go. Okay, save it. I'm going to name this recording as my hello. Okay. So there's my hello. Okay, I'm going to come back to my code and I'm going to put the hello sound here. So now start him over by hitting the flag, hit the space bar, and now the recording plays with the movement. And that would be one event. Okay, I've added one event and I've accomplished one of the motions, one of the voice recordings. I can add more events to my screen by using the yellow block. So maybe after this, and maybe this is, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to left click on it, add a comment. So timeline item number 2, so that I can keep track of when these things happen in the timeline. So add a comment here, timeline 1. Okay, so that I can keep track of what's happening. You can close them, the comments. So left click and make a comment so you know what your code goes to. Maybe the next thing I want to happen, so reset him. Maybe the next thing I want him to do is I want him to move forward maybe, or turn. It's up to me. So then I can make a new event, and you can change this so when, and you can use like when the down arrow is pressed. Then I want him to change, reset his Y direction. So change Y, let's see what happens. So if I push spacebar first, and I push the down arrow, so that's not set to 18. Oh, change by, well, we want the change Y by 18. So let's see what happens. So reset, you're gonna hear my line over and over again. and then down arrow. So that changes it. It moves him backwards. So I want like negative 18 if I want to move him forward. And let's make it negative 30 or 28 because I was typing that. So let's test that again. Reset him. Space. Down arrow. Now I moved him forward. And I'm going to make this event number 3. So timeline number 3. And now I've accomplished my 2 movements. Okay, off of that checklist of things I need to do. So now I'm going to go back to the slides and look at what else I need to do and see Miss Watts in some future videos.